My name is Jonathan Landon, and what I'm about to tell you may sound unbelievable. I only ask that you hear me out with an open heart. 10 days ago, on July 29th, 2025, I died for 18 minutes. No heartbeat, no brain activity, clinically gone. But in those 18 minutes, I experienced something so profound, so urgent, that I cannot stay silent. Jesus Christ appeared to me and gave me a message that has kept me awake every night since. He said that August 2025, this very month we are living in, is humanity's last great opportunity before everything changes. And what he showed me shook me to my core. I know how this sounds, so let me give you some context. I'm 22 years old, a senior at Arizona State University, majoring in mechanical engineering. My life revolved around facts, data, and what could be proven. I wasn't particularly religious. I believed in God in a casual background way, but he wasn't part of my daily life. That morning began like any other Tuesday in July. Phoenix was already scorching by 7 a.m., the forecast predicting 118 degrees. I grabbed my usual breakfast, a protein bar, and an energy drink, and drove my beat-up Honda Civic toward my summer job at a downtown construction site. I was working as an engineering intern, helping survey building foundations. Good pay, great for my resume, and I had just aced my summer calculus course. My boss hinted at a potential full-time offer after graduation. Life felt settled. I was cruising down Interstate 10, listening to a podcast on renewable energy, feeling optimistic. Then everything changed. I don't remember the collision, but later I learned a semi-truck driver had fallen asleep at the wheel, crossed 3 lanes, and slammed into me. My little Civic didn't stand a chance. Paramedics later told me it was a miracle. They even pulled me out alive. By the time I reached the hospital, I had flatlined twice. Then, during the 3rd arrest, I crossed a threshold no human science could explain. I expected darkness, nothingness. Instead, I opened my eyes to the most indescribable beauty I had ever encountered. Light surrounded me. Warm, living, breathing light. It came from everywhere at once, not blinding, but full of life. The colors. There are no earthly comparisons. Even with my engineering knowledge of the electromagnetic spectrum, I knew these colors existed outside our reality. The air itself shimmered with melodies, not heard with ears, but felt deep in my soul. As I stood there trying to take it in, I felt a presence approach. At first, it was just overwhelming love, pure, limitless compassion. Then I saw him. Jesus. He looked nothing like the traditional paintings or movies. He appeared as a man in his 30s, yet timeless, containing all eternity within himself. His eyes held infinite wisdom and boundless love, but also a deep sorrow for humanity. When he looked at me, I felt completely known. Every mask I had worn, every wall I'd built, all gone. His voice didn't enter through my ears. It resonated within my very being. Jonathan, he said, and hearing my name from his lips was like hearing the most beautiful song ever composed. You have been brought here for a purpose. There are things you must see and things you must share before it's too late. I wanted to ask questions, but I knew. This was the time to listen. His love was mixed with an urgency that made my soul tremble. The world is entering its final season of grace, he told me. August 2025 is the last doorway, the final invitation before everything changes. Humanity is at a crossroads, and most do not realize it. The space around us began to shift, reality bending. I felt his hand on my shoulder, not physical, but more real than touch. Stay close to me, Jonathan. What I'm about to show you will be difficult to witness, but necessary. Suddenly, we were somewhere else. A massive city stretched below us, but I could see beyond the physical, through walls, through time, into people's hearts and souls. Millions of people rushed through their routines, completely unaware of the spiritual battle raging around them. Dark entities moved unseen, whispering lies and distractions. Beings of light tried desperately to pierce through the blindness that had covered so many hearts. "Look closely," Jesus said, sorrow in his voice. "They've been deceived into believing this temporary world is all there is. They chase dust and ignore the treasures I've prepared for them." I saw people absorbed in careers, possessions, social media, while the forces of darkness fed off their distractions. Yet, I also saw how quickly the deception could be broken if someone turned their heart toward God, even for a moment. Then Jesus showed me something that rattled my logical mind. Time itself operates differently than we think. August 2025 wasn't just another month. It was a convergence point when spiritual and physical laws align, creating unprecedented opportunities for awakening. "Every generation has its appointed time," he said, "but yours has been given a unique window. This month is prepared for a great awakening, but it requires human cooperation, faith over fear, love over selfishness, eternity over temporary comfort." I saw waves of spiritual energy forming across the earth, like a storm, but not destructive. It was a storm of grace and mercy. For those spiritually ready, it would be the greatest blessing of their lives. For those unprepared, it would bring confusion. Then I saw a timeline stretching forward from August 2025, fluid and changing with human choices. Two paths emerged, one radiant with revival, families restored, communities healed, nations at peace. The other dark, filled with chaos, division, and spiritual collapse. "The choice is theirs," Jesus said. "I call to every heart, but I will not force anyone. This must be their decision." As I stood there, staring at those two possible futures, Jesus revealed something personal. My accident hadn't been a random tragedy. It was a divine appointment. Every detail of my life, including my stubborn skepticism, had prepared me for this moment. "Jonathan," he said, "I chose you because you understand how they think, the ones who need proof. They will listen to you, because you were one of them." Then came the third vision. I saw a great spiritual harvest beginning in August 2025, but the window was short. It was like watching farmers trying to gather a massive field before the storms came. The opportunities were abundant, but easy to miss if people were too distracted. Jesus showed me that everyone has a role in this. Some will preach to crowds, others will quietly serve, showing love through simple acts. Every choice made this month would shape not just individual destinies, but the future course of humanity. His tone grew even more urgent. August 2025 is humanity's final invitation to choose revival over judgment, awakening over slumber, life over death. He placed his hand over my heart, and I felt courage and certainty replace every doubt I'd ever had about God's existence. Fear of death vanished completely. Then he showed me a heartbreaking reality. Those who reject his call will sink deeper into spiritual darkness, making it harder for them to find the way later. It wasn't punishment. It was the natural result of choosing a life apart from him. In the fourth vision, I saw the moment when his patience with human rebellion reaches its end. There was no vengeance in his eyes, only the sober truth that God gives people exactly what they choose. Those who chose him entered eternal joy. Those who refused faced separation from the very source of life and love. Finally, Jesus gave me instructions. "Tell them how to respond. Call my people together. This month is not for isolation. It's for unity. When they gather in my name during this season, they will experience my presence in ways they never have before. I could feel our time ending. The thought of leaving his presence was almost unbearable. "Go now, my faithful witness," he said. "Tell them that I love them more than they can imagine. Tell them August 2025 is their moment." In an instant, I was gasping for breath in a hospital bed. Nurses and doctors stared in shock. My body ached everywhere. The bright lights and beeping machines, a violent contrast to the perfect harmony I'd left behind. 8 days have passed since then. That means 23 days remain in this critical window. 23 days for you, for your family, for humanity to make the most important decision of our lives. Maybe you've ignored God before. Maybe you've been too busy, too distracted, or hurt by religion. Jesus isn't waiting to condemn you. He's waiting to embrace you, to forgive you, to give you the peace you've been searching for. But I must tell you the truth. This unique opportunity will not last forever. According to what I saw, there won't be another moment like this in our lifetime. Your eternal destiny, and the destiny of those you love, hangs in the balance. The choice is yours, and the time is now.